Karen Holton TV presents the Quantum Guide Show, featuring ordinary people sharing their extraordinary gifts within our social reality. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Quantum Guide Show. Today is Christmas Eve. Regardless of how you celebrate this time of year, I'm sure that there are plenty of festivities underway. Today, let's do an unlimited hangout with all the people who want to come and hang out and talk about what's on their minds. You can come and join us in the live chat, bring your comments, questions, anything you have like that. All of the links are featured below in the description, and ask you kindly to check me out, subscribe to my channels, leave me a comment, like my videos, and share my content with your friends. And I'm also really happy to say that you can now join my YouTube channel to take advantage of my posts and help to support the show. Now let's take a quick look at who's here. We got Helena. Helena is here in the live chat. Hi, Helena. She just came in the room that I wasn't expecting. Thank you. Somebody brought me some coffee. Isn't that ever sweet? Thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was so nice. So it's a little early yet, so people are still coming in. I notice we have Joan Wyden. She says, woo-hoo. So let's bring her on. Hi, Joan. How you
Hello,
doing?
I'm doing well.
Oh, good. I'm glad you could make it. It was kind of a last minute thing. And I know you haven't been feeling well. Are you feeling better
Much
today?
better, much
Oh,
better. You
good.
can still see I have the deep, kind of raspy voice.
Aw, I'm sorry you were sick,
That's all
but
good.
at
You know,
least you're
better
going to be
now,
better now, yeah, than later, and
or
um
better than, yes, right?
better than how it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's that time of year for sickness and all kinds of things, but hopefully it's a happy time for everybody. I'm all excited.
absolutely.
Actually, my dear son Devin brought me a coffee.
That's
Mm.
awesome. Love it.
Mhm.
Love it. How about you, Karen?
Oh, I have been kind of a little bit busy. I created a new thumbnail for each of the show, a new
Sweet.
logo for Aliens and Angels, and also for the Quantum Guide show. And
Nice.
it used to cause a bit of confusion with some people because I have a show called the Quantum Guide Show. I have a show called Aliens and Angels. I do a show with you called
Yep.
Unseen Nexus. And then people are going, well, what's Karen Holton TV? Where does that fit into everything? So basically everything is on my YouTube and other channels under Karen Holton TV. That's sort of my main brand. And then everything
Right.
else is funneled in funneled in under that. And so I thought it might be a little bit clearer. I got Karen Holton TV up on the screen here, and then I've got oh, let me see. I am missing something. There we are. They have a new feature now where they let us put our QR code. But this is actually for Linktree, and you'll notice they went stuck their little StreamYard duck in there,
Of
but that, I
course.
guess. Now I'm wondering what they're going to charge us, because 2 years ago, and I'm speaking in Canadian funds, I was able to get my StreamYard for about $320 Canadian for the year. And then last year it went up to almost $625. And then they said, oh, we're going to put in all these bells and whistles that'll make it worth it. Well, in a way it kind of is, but in a way it kind of isn't, What I love about StreamYard is so easy to use, and I don't have to go into my video editing software and add the intro and add the outro and add anything else I want, wait for it to render, and that is quite a long wait. And then yeah, it processes the video, and that's another really long wait. And then it uploads, and that's another really long wait. So now that I've been a bit spoiled, so I'm hoping they don't crank their prices up this year. But it's nice that I can add, the banner at the bottom if I want, and
And
like
then you
this
can
one
just click the intro now. Or
now.
actually,
Yeah.
you have it just go as soon as you start it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you put it in the intro tab, as soon as you hit live, then it will just go.
It does everything.
Yeah.
And it records everything. And then the coolest thing, I don't know if you noticed this, Joan, on your StreamYard, but now whether you record a video or we do a live like we're doing right now,
Yeah.
when it's finished processing, I download the video. I download also just the MP3 to send to Chris for the Forbidden Knowledge Network.
Yeah.
But now it lets me have an AI assisted making shorts out of my videos.
Oh,
So
yes.
what would have taken me hours and hours and hours to go through the video and clip out my little sections, right? It does it all automatically. So
Yeah,
all
because
of
it
a
picks the
sudden,
best.
and it does a pretty good job, except it only lets me, because I'm on the lower paid tier, it only lets me download 6 a month. So I gotta be careful which ones I pick, but I've been playing around with it. And I gotta tell you, I've been really down on AI, poo-poo AI this way, that way, and the next thing. But I've been using it for thumbnails and for backgrounds. This is actually supplied by StreamYard. And but now I tried that making the clips, and it
Yep.
takes a while. Like it could, depending on how busy they are, it could take an hour or even longer to download the clip, not download, but to process clips. And then I choose which ones I want. But I got to tell you, wow, what a time saver. Have you tried it at all?
I looked at them. I haven't tried them yet. But doesn't YouTube do the same thing?
Not that I know of. If it does, because I haven't discovered it yet, that's possible. Hi, Fearlessly. It's so nice to see you. It was nice to see you in the chat on Ryan Burns' Hero Paranormal channel. That was really sweet. That was nice to see you. Oh, look, you got a fan. Helena says Joan is
Oh,
great. Yeah, she's awesome.
thank you,
And
Helena.
Merry Christmas from Sweden. Yeah. I guess it's Christmas there
Yes.
already, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Or is it?
Uh,
Yes, it is.
And Fearlessly says, I am always so excited and grateful to be with you and your wonderful community. Thank you. We feel the same way about you. Now, if you guys have any topics that you want to talk about today, put it in the live chat, or if you have any questions or anything like that. And I'm sorry for interrupting you, Joan. Sometimes I get overwhelmed with
It's all good.
handling the chat and my guest at the same time. So what were you saying about your experience with StreamYard? Or was it
StreamYard,
about YouTube?
StreamYard is good. Like it just is. I just haven't really explored it a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
I think YouTube does it also. It's like if you go to
Hmm.
YouTube Studios, it will pick some, but um, the clock app, T to the talk, they after you do a live on that too, it picks your best one. So if you have a high engagement during a certain one, then it will pick whatever you were talking about at that time because it was a high
Hmm.
engagement. Yeah, it's really quite interesting.
So you're saying YouTube does that and TikTok also
Yeah,
allows it.
yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
So
I
maybe
am
it's a newer thing that they're all
maybe.
doing it now, right?
Well, that would be nice because then I could do a couple a month, per show almost on StreamYard, and then I can do a few on YouTube. So I'll have to Google over the holidays how to do that. I'm having some problems with social media right now on Facebook. It won't let me share anything from my page to my other pages that I have. And so
Are
there's
they
a
linked? Are
yeah,
they
well,
linked?
they were up until this week. They were. I had no problem, and then all of a
Huh,
sudden this week it won't let me share to any of my pages,
that's
which
weird.
is weird.
Unless, did someone like hack it? Because it should be like it should. Or is it just a slide bar that got turned off by accident? Do you know what I mean? In the settings, sometimes there's a
Well, I
slide
went
bar.
I went through the settings, and I also went on, Google search, which is
Yep.
also hooked up to Gemini, and asked
Mhm.
how to do it, and it gave me the instructions as it worked a week ago. And it said if that doesn't work, it's probably there's a glitch and a problem within the system that they have to fix, so they haven't found it yet. Or I'm
Which
not
it
sure
could
how to
be.
tell Facebook when I'm having a problem. I don't really know how to do that.
If you go into the chat and then there's the Meta AI. If you go in the chat, you can ask Meta AI like
Which chat?
text, like a messenger.
Oh, if I go into Messenger
You have
chats, I can.
just ask Meta AI there and just say,
Okay.
hey, this used to work and it doesn't. But sometimes it might be on the Insta side, on the Instagram side.
Hmm.
You have to look there and see because there's a slide button to turn them on and off
Turn what on and
to
off? Sorry.
share. So your Karen Holton TV on Insta, right? If they're linked,
Mhm.
like because Instagram should be linked
It
with
is.
Facebook, right?
It
And
is.
so as soon as you push one off out of Karen at Karen Holton, it should automatically blast to each, right? But you can turn those off, right? Like so you can turn off the um the automatic share to at Quantum Guide Show or automatic share to Aliens and Angels. And
Hmm.
it's just a
Okay, I'm gonna
slide
have to.
thing.
I did I did look into it. To be honest with you, I have problems with social media platforms, and I have still not figured out Insta. Like I should be able to share from Insta onto Facebook, but it won't let me, and I don't know how to let it. But it will
Yeah,
let
and
me
it's
share from Facebook to Insta because
really
there's lots of very entertaining stuff on Instagram that I'd love to share on Facebook,
so
and
I
I
think
don't know how.
it's the slide button thing. Do you know what I mean? Like here, let me see.
Yeah, I do. It's
Right?
a
Like so
toggles.
after this I can like it's a toggle switch and it's
Mm-hmm.
literally on those three bars and then
Mm-hmm.
it says you can click on there and it should say manage accounts,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you click that and then it should show. Like I can show you after this.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I can go through
Okay. All right. I do
all of
appreciate it.
this.
Everything I know about Insta, I learned from you, which was awesome. I just want to say I haven't said hello yet to Kristen. Kristen,
I'm
welcome
gonna
to
turn
the
on.
show. Very nice to see you. We
Hello.
said hello to Fearlessly, and she says, have you tried or have you seen Riverside? Joan, are you familiar with Riverside?
I did for a little bit, and
Mm-hmm.
Riverside is really good on the audio side. Um, the video is good too, but I know for certain that the audio, the difference is so if I'm really loud and Karen's really like the guest is really um, soft spoken,
Yeah,
you can
undermodulated.
you can adjust it. Like there's a whole bunch of different adjustments,
Mm-hmm.
but Riverside also is more, I thought was more expensive than StreamYard.
It says Fearlessly says it's $15 a month, and she's in Canada. She's in Edmonton.
Ooh,
Yeah, she's
Well,
our
we'll have to
neighbor.
check that out then.
So we'll have to check that out. And she says she's also curious about it herself. Yeah. So
But is that how many you gotta see? Because sometimes it says 15 bucks a month, but then it's only so many hours that you're
yeah.
allowed to stream, right? Whereas
Hmm.
with StreamYard, it's unlimited streaming, is it not? You just, I think the capacity of saving your videos is not as like isn't unlimited, but
Hmm.
there's more. Because I know, isn't there a free StreamYard too, or no?
Yeah, there is, but it doesn't have a lot of
Nothing.
bells and whistles, but it works pretty good. But I'm getting spoiled because, you know, we all spend hours and hours and hours
Mhm.
making podcasts. There's not something that happens real quick. I'm finally at the point now. It costs me quite a bit to have everything that I have, because I also subscribe to Rumble, subscribe to YouTube, subscribe to X, so that I'm verified and I'm taken more seriously.
Mhm.
And I thought it might help with the algorithm. Each one of those is between $150, $200. I don't mean to be complaining about money here. I do have something good to say. What
No,
I
but it's
want to
good.
what I want to say is, since I've opened up to channel memberships, and since my amazing audience has donated to me, super chats and all kinds of things like that, plus my book sales, and plus any other little bits I get from sales or selling my orgone generators or whatever. So what's happened is I'm almost breaking even, which I'm really excited about, because it means it's not coming out of my food money anymore. And that was my goal. I know I'm unlikely to get my channel grow to be huge, and because of the content, but if I can break even, then I'm happy. So I didn't mean to complain about money. That's not what I meant to do here. I just was, talking to everybody about, what it takes to run a
Yeah.
channel, and I do my best to provide good content and a welcoming and loving environment. And I got to tell you, the viewers and the people in the live chat have just been amazing.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
here's
I think it's great because um the thing is people then understand how much it actually takes, right? It's
Mhm.
you can do everything for free if you really want to. But you have your stuff on Spotify and everything like that, right? And all on all the streaming platforms um,
Mhm.
with the Forbidden News Network, right? And
Mhm.
otherwise, like, so like that is another cost also, right? Like, there's so many things on top of so many things. And the
Mhm.
fact that you have your um, Blue Star on X and Rumble makes a huge difference
Verified, yeah.
too, because some people then go, okay, well, they're not some fly by nighter. They're not someone that's blowing smoke up, you know.
Mhm. Yeah,
They're tiny
like
naked.
many do. But you and
Yeah.
I talked about this before, Joan. If we were doing a cooking show, a gardening show, a cross stitch show, crocheting,
Hmm.
anything that's sort of mundane, we would be way out there in the algorithm. If we wanted to do a gaming channel, if we wanted to do anything like that, but because we're trying to spread truth and love and change the world for ourselves and others, we get smacked down hard. And it isn't just me. There are a lot of people who have been podcasting now for years, and they just can't do it anymore. They can't afford it. So, like, for instance, Nina the Mystic, she's got great content, but she's at the point now where she's going, I can't afford to do this anymore. And it's not lack of will or lack of wanting, but a lot of people are finding the algorithm is going against us, and there's not really much we can do about it. I just wanted to mention to Fearlessly, you could use it as a tax write-off but you have to have an income
That's correct.
to offset the write-offs. So if I was making thousands of dollars a year from book sales or from, memberships and things like that, and I went over my allowable limit, I could reduce it with the write-offs, but that's not quite how it is so
Or
far.
even just the little that you get, then
Hmm.
it comes out of that, but then you're still at negative, right? Like
Yeah.
again, it just takes, and this is not to deter anyone to want to do stuff, but even the mundane, you still like, so if I were to do crocheting, because I really like crocheting,
Hmm.
you have to have like an overhead camera. You like, and
You have to
it's,
have equipment. Yeah.
you have to have the equipment, and you know what? Crocheting live or doing a video on that is hours, right? Like, and
Hmm.
there's no talking. It's just like, okay, this is what you do and all this stuff. So again, it's a time investment. And sometimes when you're really, this is what you do, like Karen does, it's a full-time job because you really need to spend time at it, just
Hmm.
like everything, to get in it. And that I'm gonna say, for me with Journey with Joan, I was spoiled before because I had a producer, I had
Mm.
an engineer, right? And so I just had to show up, and
Yeah, no.
they all did the magic, right?
But when
And
you're
that's gone.
But when
And
you're doing
so
it yourself, like the thumbnails, you do that, you do the logos, you do the
yeah,
music, you do everything. And I'm not complaining because I'm getting older and it gives my noodle some exercise. I just want to say quick hi to a few people in the chat. Leah, lovely to see you. I haven't, well, actually, you were, I think, on the last show too. Welcome back. That's awesome. And she says, Karen and friends. And fearlessly says, I found it was awesome doing multi-platform streams in the past where you stream to Twitch, YouTube,
yeah,
TikTok, etc. Mm-hmm. We've also got Vamp Skyder in the house. Yo, nice to see you. And Helena says, you're saving the world with your content
yes.
and all awakening facts and news, sharing your knowledge. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that. Now, I myself don't consider myself a savior, but I absolutely do want to provide a platform where we can be upbuilt and encouraged, especially those of us that are weird. And I don't think I'm hurting anyone's feelings by saying that. Weird means we're just outside of the box. And, I think we need love and recognition and kindness and all of those things. Fearlessly also says, when I used to help people with their online business, I used to say or recommend finding small base businesses that align with your beliefs and see
Hmm.
if they are interested in cross promotion. I would say that's true for Joan and I. We do cross
All the time,
um,
yeah.
yeah, all the time, and also with other podcasters for sure. But I haven't really found businesses or dissimilar uh, um, organizations
The
that
thing is with
I feel would be a good fit yet.
your niche,
Pardon?
Karen, with
Yeah.
Karen's niche, with the aliens,
Hmm.
unfortunately, they're mostly in the States, right? And there isn't very many in like Canada that
Hmm.
um right, like that you could really kind of align with, because in the States you have Roswell where you could go there and you could ask like, hey, um and they may not 100% align, but they have the same topic. So you could
Hmm.
ask them, hey, like, could I do a commercial for you? Could I, whichever, right? So they have
Hmm.
Roswell, they have Area 51, they have Skywalker Ranch, they have like, whereas in Canada, I don't think we don't have such thing that anyone really speaks of. And with the Canadian Arctic part,
Hmm.
right, there, it's really, really more secretive, don't you think, Karen?
Hmm. hmm Now, I do have other experiencers on, especially on the Aliens and Angels show. And I've had like Jeff Silver and Michael Estrella and, even Joan, myself, together on the show. And that's one way that I can help, promote them and they help to promote me. And then some of the guests will share like crazy and it really
Yes,
helps. And some of the guests don't share at all. And, depending on how I weigh it out as to whether or not I have them back, because you can't just be take, 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 take. You got to
yes,
have give and take. I think that's only
yes.
fearlessly also agreed with you, Joan. Uh, that was her hardest issue was going from being with a producer to being on her own, and she felt really
So,
lost for
so
sure.
seriously, yeah, like I used to just kind of organize, like, cause I do some, like when I do my podcast, I don't have everything written out, right? So I
hmm
don't have a script, I don't have a teleprompter that's telling me what said, because I would like to go based on what spirit brings up or all these
Yes.
things, right? So I was able to just kind of decompress, log in, they go, hi, Joan, and they do the rest of it. It would go, they would stream it everywhere. But now it's like, okay, I got to come up with a thumbnail. Okay, the thumbnail is going to be the same forever because that's a lot for me. And then do you see where I'm saying? Like now
Yeah.
there's more energy take for me because it's a little more overwhelming. And so
hmm
this is with this last new moon, I feel like I've had to hermit a bit to
hmm
really get all my strength up and everything like that, so that we can bring in the new year and the winter solstice for it,
hmm
right? So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've
yeah.
had similar, just really taking good care of myself, especially when it's because it's been so cold. I want to just say quickly to Tony Ann, welcome. Oh, I haven't seen you for a while. This is awesome. I'm delighted, absolutely delighted that you can make it today. Fearlessly says, you guys are so amazing, truly. Thank you. The other thing I
Thank you.
wanted to she also says, yeah, for sure, Joan, you're absolutely right. And the popularity is in the States with the name brand Alien and Spiritual Things. Probably you're right about that. Actually, Karen, I saw someone yesterday on a podcast who the caster wasn't super big, but the guest I felt would have been amazing for your show. Oh, please do. That was
Oh,
one thing I wanted to do on the show today is ask the audience if you know of anyone, regardless of how popular or unpopular they are, if they've got a story to tell for the Quantum Guide show, something where they're helping to make a difference in this world through healing or God knows, could be anything, could be anything. I try not to have too many people on that just want to promote their brand and sell stuff. I try to keep that down. But there's the odd one that slips through, and that's okay. Um,
that's how it
but if
works,
you
you
know of
know?
anyone, especially for aliens and angels, people that have had an experience and they want to talk about it. And that's another thing about being a small channel is it's very difficult to get big name speakers in. In fact, like I have sent so many emails to people who are really well known or have big channels or have written books or, everyone from Travis Walton to um, who knows. I've had and I don't even hear back from them. I don't, my emails just get lost in their count. So again, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying the bigger the channel, the farther the reach, the easier it is to get the bigger names. And then you get more views from that. And that's sort of how it takes off. But in the meantime, I want you all to know I'm tickled pink to have gotten to know each one of you this year, including Joan, how much I have enjoyed doing these shows with all of you, how important it is that you show up and you share and you encourage me to keep going. And this is just it, quite seriously, the most loving and caring community online that I've ever been a part of. And I'm very proud of each and every one of you. I know you all have your struggles, you all have your challenges. I don't mean to get up here and whine about money. That's not my point. And I want you guys to keep your money in your pocket and buy good food and look after yourselves and make sure you have adequate heat and all those things rather than send it to me. So, on the one hand, in my mouth, I'm going, on the other hand, I'm going, guys, keep your money, you need it. And I mean both, but I don't mean to be too harsh. Let's just say,
Karen, I have a story for you. I have a
okay,
story for everyone.
let me just take a quick
After,
fearless.
yeah, do this first. Yeah.
I started on live streaming. I can't do the predetermined, but I also need a partner who triggers the intuitive search machine. That is
Yes.
something
Yes.
very important. So, for
Yep.
instance, Jonah and I work really well together. We're both intuitive, insightful. We both have spirit guides. And when we get on a show together, especially Unseen Nexus, we just talk. Spirit moves us and we just do whatever, and it works, and it's amazing. So I'm
It's
glad.
so good, right?
Yeah.
And there's rarely any lulls, and if there is, it was for a reason. And also, I know when she's going to be done talking, and vice versa. She knows when I'm done. Like it's almost a very synchronized dance, and none of it's contrived.
Yeah, it's all sincere, it's all from the heart. And I think that's important. So, for those of you who are wondering what happened to Unseen Nexus, I needed some time to make my new intros. I haven't done new outros yet, but I have new intros. I wanted to keep them really short because when you're looking at your YouTube channel and it features recommended, and you put your cursor over it, it then lets you actually see the beginning of the video. And so I wanted it to be shorter, the intro to be much shorter, 20 seconds instead of a minute, so that I could then get into the introduction and tell people about what's in the program so
Right.
that they might click on it and want to watch it. So it's sort of a new thing I'm trying. Um, Alina, you're hilarious. I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of you, but she says you need to find a rich man. Actually, I believe that every woman who takes a partner for money ends up earning every dime. I've never heard of a woman being married to a rich man who wasn't either seen as an accessory or seen as a maid they don't have to pay or something. It's not like, plus
Not
when you get to be my
necessarily
age, it's
just,
slim pickings. Go ahead, Joan. Sorry.
no, it's all good. Like, so even though it looks like, so let's look at some of these, the Real Housewives kind of, right? Let's
Mhm.
look at some of those. I don't know very many of them, but when I see, I'm like, oh yeah, I could see it, right? Like, so they may look like they're only going to the spa or the gym or whichever. However, we don't know that maybe that's a requirement for their spouse. You need
Mhm.
to look gorgeous all the time, flawless, in fact. Even when you have no makeup, I want you to look like you're done, right? So there could be, so then there's the lip fillers, there's like eyebrow tattoos, there's like the nails, like, so in that instance, I'm gonna say, like, when I get my nails done, I go every 4 weeks, maybe five. I push it, right? But if
Mhm.
you were in that sort of a relationship, they would want it done every week and a half or
Oh
every
yeah.
week. Like
Not
there's no like No gaps,
Not to
no nothing.
mention all, sorry, not,
No,
I
go
just
ahead.
was sorry. I was thinking, not to mention all the other trimmings they
That's right.
want done, which we
Right?
won't talk about, right?
There's
Yeah,
that,
there's
and
a,
then making your body
yeah.
skinny, like thin, right? Because it,
And then you start Botoxing, and
yeah.
then you get a nose job, and then you lose weight. This is
Then you
hilarious.
do
So
these.
yes, you need a boob job, and on and on and on it goes. It's really funny. I was, most of you know that I was a big woman for most of my adult life. It wasn't until I was after I was 50 that I actually lost weight. And the joke was on me because here I lost all this weight thinking, oh, I'm going to look so good. And then I went, oh my gosh, now I'm old, wrinkly, and have blue skin. I know that's too much information for everybody, but I'm just being honest. It was like, well, what if I go in and get my arms done or my thighs done? And where does it end? That I need to get
It
my butt
doesn't.
done. And it doesn't. And so I'd rather be real, and I'd rather be on my own, and I'd rather be here hanging out with my friends because I feel the love is here too. And we're all trying to express ourselves in our own unique and wonderful way. And it doesn't matter if anyone agrees with us. So that's another thing. In January, I'm going on the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Chris's show, and I'm going to tell everybody about our community. And the way our community is so different is, first of all, we don't all think the same way. In fact, we celebrate that we think differently. And I think that's amazing. So many of these channels, you have to agree with
Yeah.
everything that the host is saying. And it becomes very cult like. And I don't agree with that at all. In fact, I love all of you just as much, maybe even more, if you disagree with me, but you got your own take on reality. To me, that's what builds a community, a real community. And that's what we got happening here. I'm really, really excited about it. And I'm so sorry, Joan. I think I
No,
cut
it's all
you off
good.
again. I'm kind of, maybe
I
it's the coffee. I'm a little hyper here.
I feel like sometimes too, like when that happens, now I lost my train of thought. I'll come back to it. But like there's so many different things that you don't know, and our community is so good. Everyone's so inviting, which I love. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and the people that find us want to be, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's part of what we've also put out to the community, like, hey, let's, you know, and people find you. Yeah.
Let's come and hang out together and be weird together. But there's
Yeah.
also a high level of respect. And I know that there are people in the live chat who didn't even know each other before they started coming to this podcast. And now they've become friends and they're so grateful for each other. It's just a beautiful thing. And really, really looking forward to January. I'm going to do another members and regulars show. Sorry, I got a little bit drippy nose there. And what I did last time was I invited people who were in the chat to come up on stage. And I know Fearlessly, I think, yeah, well, I know that was your first time being up on the stage. And,
That would be
with
fun.
me, other members, and I try to be gentle with people. I try not to be make them, I tried to make them feel as comfortable as possible. I remember the first time I went on a podcast, it was Augie Nost's podcast, and I was so scared I couldn't sleep the night before. I was shaking, literally shaking through the podcast, and it was an audio only, it wasn't even video. And I was shaking. I was so scared because I'd never done anything like it. Well, now, 5 years later, I'm a seasoned professional and
You're a
proud of
pro
it.
now.
Very, very, very exciting. But I
That's
think,
because
go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say it's because, even though it was just audio, you had it in your mind that you were speaking like on a stage in front of a crowd,
Mhm,
right? Instead of going, oh no, it's just audio. I'm just talking to the person. Like our mind does this to us, right?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very
Oh,
kind of you, fearlessly. She says, your truth, your love, your honesty is what makes us feel safe and loved and love being here with you.
well,
Oh
that's
gosh,
great.
don't make me cry, fearlessly. Don't make me cry. But I feel the same way about you guys. And in fact, I was thinking, what the heck, Karen, you don't even know these people. Why are you so attached to them? And I went, because I want to. It feels right, you know? And I'm so glad that you're part of this, Joan. I'm so glad that
Well,
you could
thank you.
jump on today. I know you're super busy. It's Christmas Eve. Everybody's
It was
all busy, but I don't know. It's nice just to come where we don't have any expectations on each other, and we're just kind. It's just easy, and we're just
absolutely.
kind. And it's really lovely. Fearless. I'm reading a few of these out for the audio
You bet.
audience. Fearlessly says, and that difference between us all is what brings us all out to each bring out a piece of the puzzle. Exactly. So
Exactly.
I never claim to have all the answers, neither does Joan, neither do you guys, but we come together and we these pieces together, what's going on, and we just come to conclusions. And it's better than, can you imagine all the people who think, okay, this gonna probably come out wrong. Can you imagine all the people out there who think that the politicians have our very best in mind, that the medical professional is a bunch of healers that want to heal us, that aliens are not real, that if they go to church every Sunday, regardless what they're like during the rest of the week, God's going to favor them and take them up to heaven. Like, okay, great. If you all want to think that way, you go ahead. But I think there's going to be some rude awakening coming probably in 2026. And those mainstream people, I'm not putting them down, but they're going to need us. They're going to need us to check in with and say, what's going on? We were
It's
laughing at you
already
guys.
happening.
Oh, tell us more, Joan.
Oh, it's just already happening because people
Mhm,
will go, well, they're saying this, but their lips are moving and I hear what they're saying, but something
mhm,
just doesn't feel right. And then they'll go to YouTube or they'll go to Rumble or X and they'll go get and look for the different inconsistencies and go, wait, and go, well, which one's more consistent, right? And
mhm,
so, because unfortunately in Canada, right,
mhm,
all the
mhm.
mainstream media is owned by the government, really, right? So
Propaganda.
they have a huge say on what we can and cannot consume or what they want to share or what they don't want to share,
Mhm,
right? Like there's so many different things and I feel like it's just starting to go up. The alien side of things is, I'm going to say for the most part, untapped,
mhm,
um, because Hollywood's made it a fear factor, right? Like
mhm,
Hollywood's made it to Hollywood. And people go, well, no. And then so some people dismiss how they've actually, their encounter was. So,
mhm,
which is great for you, Karen, because your encounter is completely different than the Hollywood versions, right? Now, there are a lot of
mhm,
people that have had the Hollywood versions, obviously,
mhm.
because that's how it's come about. But with yours and with your book, I feel like that's where people are going, hey, you mean there are different? You mean it's not like all terrible? You mean they're not trying to kill me or do something to me? Right?
Mhm,
So
mhm.
many things. So many things. Yeah.
There really are. There's so many things. And yeah, so I try to keep this all of my shows, spirit led, and I would never shame somebody or say they're wrong or they're lying or anything like that. If I honestly felt that about someone, I just wouldn't have them on the show. It's pretty easy, there's no need for me to disrespect other people. But I was going to say, in January, what I'm going to do with each of my guests that's on, I'm going to ask them I'm going to ask them what their predictions are for the future. And this doesn't have to be a psychic, I see a definite timeline. It's
Right.
just, this is what is coming up for me for 2026. So I'm really looking forward to that. And Joan, I think I'm just looking at my schedule for January. Yes, we're going to do that
Doing, yep.
on January 13th. We're going to do our predictions. And on the Aliens and Angels show on the 11th is when I'm going to have Denise and Fearlessly and Helena
Nice.
and everybody that's here today. I mean, if you're not here today, I probably would still have you, but basically, people who I know um, can handle being on a podcast, I'm going to invite them up to the stage on the 11th. So
Nice.
we're going to do that. That would include Tennessee, Kentucky, Bigfoot, and who did I miss here? Helena, there was a couple other people. So for my regulars, yes, I'm going to invite you up on the stage. If you're someone who pops in for the very first time, I probably won't. And it's no disrespect. It's just that I need
Tony and
a certain amount of predictability. And as other friends of mine have told me, since they've had what they call strangers on their program, then they don't realize that people are going to show up with no clothes on and weird stuff like that. And I'm not saying because you come and check out our show and you're new, you're going to do that. But I kind of want to get a gist for what you're all about before I have you up on the stage, is basically my point. Yeah, January 11th. That's right. And oh yeah, we have some crazy stuff in Canada. Our sightings from the UFOs to the Bigfoot. Yeah,
the
we got
big
lots of,
is a huge thing,
it is. Have you ever
right?
seen or felt like you were in the presence of Bigfoot?
I'm gonna say yes, I did,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I not necessarily here on like my property. At first it was, and then once I kind of like, okay, I kind of grounded myself and just honed in and listened to all the things,
Mm-hmm.
I realized it was a big moose or it was a big bear. You know what I mean? Like, so again, it was further away, but I can always tell when I'm walking if something's looking at me. I have
Yes.
that feeling. I'm like, something is watching me. So then I'll stop and I'll just kind of ground a little bit. And then I'll let my eyes relax and then focus. And
Mm-hmm.
then you'll see a deer and they're totally camouflaged into the woods that you would not see. And then,
Mm-hmm.
but if you really ground yourself and let your eyes just like absorb everything that it's seeing,
Mm-hmm.
you'll actually see them, right? It's one of like those 3D paintings.
You know, I come across as being all brave, but I'm a real weenie, really, because I've been in Bigfoot country before, and I decided I was going to go out and sit on a stump in the woods and just commune with Bigfoot. And I did that. And then I started to feel like Bigfoot was aware of me. And honestly, it scared me so bad I ran right back to the hotel where I was staying at the time.
Well, because his
Another
energy is big.
Well, also on Vancouver Island, where I lived a lot of the time, there are a lot of women who are out camping or fishing or whatever, and Bigfoot gets over friendly with them and chases them, to get, over
Fun,
friendly with them. I
fun.
guess to improve the gene pool. I don't know. And the
There
women
you
run to
go.
the car and they drive like hell to get away because they are not as amored with Bigfoot as he is with them. So, but I'm a big chicken, even though I've had all these amazing experiences, there are times where I sense that I'm communicating with what we would call the grays. I don't, they're out there and they're in the sky and they pick up on me because I'm very telepathic And then I get scared and hide under my covers and they go, "Oh, for Pete's sake,"
It's
like,
yeah,
because
it's like dark.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
and I'm scared of the dark too. Well, I'm getting over it because I've walked in a full moon here
mhm,
and it's pitch black, right? I can't see like I like if I put my hand really close to my face, sometimes like I
mhm.
try to and I end up smacking myself because I can't
You can't even
see,
see. Yeah.
right? And I've done it and I've walked it without a flashlight just to get my eyes to adjust a little bit and then you can start to see, but it's tough. And then um the coyotes start to howl and that starts to get me and I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm good. But it takes about almost the full hour for me to actually feel comfortable,
Mhm,
right? And it's me
mhm.
going, no, no, no. And then like just before it just really comes about.
We talked about this on the last episode of Aliens and Angels, and quite a few people in the live chat admitted that they're also afraid of the dark. And I even am challenged by it. The other day, I went to have a nice hot bath, and I had a small lamp on, and and it's rechargeable. And so it died while I was in the tub, and then it was completely black in there. I couldn't even see my face, my hand in front of my face. And I just stayed calm. And then I was kind of surprised. It took a while. Like it took at least half an hour before my eyes really fully adjusted.
Mhm.
And I could actually see in the dark, which surprised the heck out of me.
It's because
And
this plays with
yeah,
it, and that's why it
yeah.
took too long for your eyes to adjust, because it's this.
And those of us who are absolutely aware that there are other realities, where I think we do get afraid of the dark, because it's not that they're going to flash into our dimensional reality because it's dark. It's just something about not being able to see. I don't know how blind people do it. They're the bravest people I can know of. You can lose your hearing, you can lose all kinds of things, but boy, you don't want to lose your eyesight if you can help it. So, oh yeah, I didn't say hi to, hey, Billy Herb, welcome. Nice to see you
Hello.
fearlessly. She's checking everybody out, making sure they're all acknowledged. Bless your heart. I'm telling you, this is just an amazing.
Awesome.
Uh, oh, this is cute. He says, "Oh, cool tip. I'll try that spear whittling sometime.
What is that? What is
Spear
spear
whittling.
whittling? Yeah.
It's where you take whittling is where you take a knife and you just shave off a
Oh, I
stick, right?
see.
So if you got a really long stick and you shave off a good point, then you've got a, and come the war, we might need to have those. But
Yeah.
I,
But that also might be quite calming, right? Because you could get the real tenseness
yeah,
out.
yeah, it
Yeah.
totally is. So yeah, thank you, Hillbilly Herb. That's awesome. So before we're actually running out of time already. This was so fast. Joan, I really
So far
appreciate you
fast.
showing up on
No
Christmas Eve.
problem.
And for some of our guests out there, it's already Christmas, and here you are. You're amazing. I really appreciate each
Is
and
it
every
snowing?
one of you. Oh yeah, it is here. How about where you are?
It stopped now, but it was blizzard like when
Yeah.
I went because my son had baseball this morning.
Oh,
That's why I said if I
okay.
get back on time,
Yeah.
I'll be here.
Okay. Well, you're never obligated, Joan. I hope you know that.
Oh no, it's all good because I was just like, we shouldn't be long because, my son doesn't like shopping. So I just needed to find cranberries so I could
Ah,
make the sauce.
cranberries.
I could
Mm-hmm.
make cranberry sauce, but otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
it
Oh,
was
you're
like,
having a traditional turkey dinner, eh?
yeah,
We
yeah.
picked up prime ribs. That's what we picked up. We're
Ooh,
gonna slow cook prime ribs tomorrow. Yeah.
that sounds yummy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, fearlessly says it's a snowstorm here. Yeah, you're in Edmonton.
Yeah, you guys, I think, are supposed to get it, like big time.
Heavy. Hot and
Hmm.
heavy? No, cold and heavy, I guess it would be, right?
Depends how you look at it.
Mhm, mhm. So I want to thank everybody that was came to the live chat today. That's awesome. Now, before we go, Joan, tell people where they can find you, and do you have any kind of closing out message, advice, anything for people this week? We'd love to hear it. Not to put you on the spot, though.
No, okay. So, well, I told you I was going to tell you a story. So this is the
Oh, I'm
great
so
closing
sorry.
out. No, no, no. But this works because so what it reminded me because you have all the animals on your lovely background, right? With the little
Yeah.
gnome. So as
Hmm.
I was driving to Okotoks this morning in kind of blizzard, I was driving. All of a sudden, a bull moose comes like barreling out and I got trust the process, right? Slamming on the brakes. It was freshly snowed, so I wasn't stopping. And I knew if I veered one way, I'd be in the ditch, right? So it's like all I got was like stay calm, trust the car, trust
Hmm.
the process. And wouldn't you know it, this moose, instead of just running across, he ran kind of sideways and then he like ran in front of the car and I'm going, "Oh my goodness." Like literally I it was inches, if not centimeters away from hitting his back hoof, right? So I look at that and everything was good and then as soon as I was able to like we got really close and then my car started slowing down, then he just rode away. Or yeah, so what I'm going to say with that is for everyone is trust the process, even though it doesn't feel like you're in control. Just know that when you let go and you surrender, you actually are in control. And with the moose is fertility abundance, right? So
Interesting.
I would look at it as he was pulling or guiding the way into prosperity abundance for the new year, right?
Interesting.
So,
Interesting.
right? And
Mm.
even though it might feel like a flurry and, things can be slippery and unstable, it's just trust your intuition, trust what's there and keep your
Mhm,
eyes open because again,
mhm,
you never know. And you will just keep going on the right path. You just have to
mhm,
trust because if you
mhm,
don't, you're gonna like topple right? Instead
mhm,
of going first. Going like keep the course is what I got. Okay.
mhm.
So yeah. So you can find me on my website, www.joanwyden.com. You can see how my name is spelled on the screen. Um, I'm talking slower because I feel like if I talk faster, I'm gonna cough.
Oh,
So, um, so you can find me there on the podcast on Spotify, all everywhere you listen to it, and it's Journey with Joan. I probably will do one right before New Year's just to restart it, reboot it, um,
mhm,
just to get with it. Now that I'm feeling like I've shed a lot of stuff, and then
mhm.
we'll go. Okay, but otherwise, my links are typically if you look, Karen will have them. Again, Journey with Joan on Instagram, Joan Wyden at Clairvoyant Medium on YouTube, and Clairvoyant Medium on TikTok. So, yeah, take it away,
Wonderful,
Karen.
wonderful. Yeah, I'm just, oh, come on, you're being a nuisance. Oh, pussycats.
The cow show.
Demanding spoiled pussycats. Okay, there. Sorry, had to readjust my. Yeah, that's awesome. The other thing too that we should talk more about in the new year, I'm actually going to do a show New Year's Eve as well, just because I don't, I'm usually in bed by 8 o'clock New Year's Eve, and I wake up, I hear the fireworks and stuff, and I just put pillow over my head and go back to sleep. I'm not good at being a party girl. But we got to hear back from you, Joan, about some of the amazing gifts you've received from nature. So there's
Oh,
been And I know
Yes,
some of them you can't talk about
yes,
because you didn't know you needed permits to have the feathers. But
right.
basically, these wild birds of prey somehow
Hmm.
make themselves known to Joan when they expire. So, regardless of how they died, she knows to go and get them, and then she gives them a proper burial. She gives them, she goes and gets tobacco from the First Nations people. She digs them a proper grave. She
Yeah.
does her own ceremony with candles. I'll just zip
And
it. You
incense.
want to talk a little bit more? And this has happened at least 3 years. Sorry, at least 3 times last year. And
Yes,
but then she found out you need permits to have feathers. And
yes.
I think that's a bit ridiculous, but
It's
I
crazy, right?
understand why.
That is,
I
and
understand why. But, if everybody did it, it wouldn't be good. But I don't know. This is a very spiritual context. Fearlessly says that's so crazy amazing. Yeah, it is.
like
It's it.
I feel like the reason why you have to, after researching it a little bit, the reason why you need permits is because people used to hunt the birds, right?
Mm,
And so the bird, like, so a turkey vulture, I found, right? He actually, I was driving home from Saskatoon, and I was driving, and then all of a sudden the wing kind of went like this, and it looked like it was waving at me. So I like slammed on the brakes, turned around, and came back. And
mm-hmm,
um, there he was. So I picked him up. But I thought at first he was a really young bald eagle. And
mm-hmm,
so with bald eagles, I know for certain that you need a permit for that. So I went to go make sure, right? But with turkey vultures, I didn't know. So
mm-hmm.
with all these birds, if they migrate, you need a permit. If they don't
Interesting.
migrate, you don't. So if they're native to here and they stay here all winter long, they don't go anywhere, then you're okay. But even corvids, like so ravens, they migrate, and
Mm-hmm.
crows, they migrate. So you need um, permits for all of them, right?
I
But
wonder
yeah,
if my cat knows that.
but the cats don't get the big guys, right?
No, no.
Right? So
Mm-hmm,
even like a blue jay, all of those. And
mm-hmm,
yeah, so if I see them, I'll grab them at the side of the road and I will do a ceremony for them. I'll dig them a grave. I'll do a ceremony. I'll light incense. And for the owl, I lit a candle, but then it said you can do this only for when you're giving the blessing, and then it
mm-hmm.
has to be blown out. But as soon as I kid you not, as soon as I finished the blessing, the candle blew out on its own. And
Interesting.
his ceremony had to be at dusk, really when the sun was almost gone, which it was,
Mm-hmm.
and I got eaten alive by mosquitoes. But um, yeah, and it said he doesn't need a light because he sees in the dark, and so he was
Aw,
flying in the
this
dark,
is
right?
this is awesome. Hillbilly Herb says helping magical birds transition, a very righteous calling. Absolutely. And Joan takes it really seriously. And every once in a while, she'll call me up or send me a text, say, guess what I found? I just want to clarify for the audience. So Fearlessly says, so wait, if you find a feather, you can't keep it of these birds. And then Hillbilly Herb said, well, not in the US. So apparently it's a
It's all
Canadian
North
thing,
American,
not an American thing.
isn't
And
it?
then
It's
what
all
about Canada geese? They
same
migrate and
thing.
you can often find their feathers.
You're like, so if you go by letter of the law, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you find a bank of feathers somewhere, you're supposed to report it to like to the Wildlife Commission. And
Mm-hmm.
then you show them where you found it, whatever, whatever, and you apply for a permit. and then you can keep it, but you can't sell it either. And so this
Yeah.
permit is yours. And if you give away the feathers, you have to sign off on your permit to give to the other person, right? So eagle feathers right now, I don't know if it still is, but the Eagle Feather Bank of Canada, or of Alberta at least, is low. And so, no, you are not able to keep it. You can apply to keep it, but
Mm-hmm.
currently it's low, and they take those feathers and give them to the First Nations for their ceremonies.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if
Now, if
it's
a
not
First
low, then you
Nations, but if a First Nations person gives you a feather, that's okay, but you can't.
can't. It is, but you need still a
I don't have
written permit.
permits for any of
I
mine. I have 3 eagle feathers and I don't have permits. They were given to me by First
Mine
Nations
was
people.
too. See,
Beautiful.
like it was too, but again, I'm not outselling it, right? So
Exactly. Neither would I. I would use it for smudging, and I regularly, 4 times a
yes,
year, smudge my house. And, you
right.
know,
Just
yeah.
like this one was gifted to me, but I did get a grouse, um,
Hmm.
a double-breasted something grouse. He was big, right?
Hmm.
And so his tail feathers are more square than this. And so with that guy, it was interesting because I feel like he kept coming to my doorstep and he would make himself known. He would whatever. And then I found that he got hit by a car. And
Hmm.
so I was able to, you know, excuse me, for a fan. Oh, sorry. And so, you know, I don't think those guys migrate. So you're okay, right? Like I
Hmm.
know they live in my woods. I see them all the time. And in fact, coming into our driveway, I slow down because a lot of times there's like three or four or five that are walking along the driveway, right? But yeah, like, yes, it's a super awesome smudging wand. This was
It's
gifted
beautiful.
to me when
Hmm.
I did a healing for someone. Um, this is what their heart gift was to me.
Beautiful. Very nice. Very
So
nice.
yeah,
Wow. Yeah.
so
So a
many
lot of
cool things,
in Canada, remember, Canada's not the same as the States. It's a fascist government here, slowly taking away all of our rights. Right now, they're trying to take away all our rights. They're trying, oh, I won't even get into it. That'd be a whole show, and we're kind of out
right?
of time. But just remember, Canada's not like the States. It's more like Australia and the UK right now, with us
Correct.
just shaking our heads because it's all happening so fast. But we'll report more on that next time. So I guess that's it for today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. So quite a few people came to the live chat. Bless your souls. And really appreciate it. And Hillbilly Herb, now I'm getting to know you a bit better. We'll invite
Yeah,
you to the stage also in January and hear what you have to say. And we'll talk about all of our predictions. So guys, keep your little antenna up and input and whatever comes to you from source, maybe you want to write it down and bring it to the show. We want to hear from all of you. And with
definitely.
that, oh, I just want to quickly do this one. Hillbilly Herb said I made a cedar and catnip smudge stick a few months back. Probably a good time to smudge the house. Oh yeah, I
New
actually,
Year's Eve.
believe it or not, cleaned the house and took out all the recycling and everything from the house before the end of this year. So I'm almost finished.
Nice.
I overstuffed the recycling thing and the garbage men wouldn't take it. So I guess I have to figure out plan B. But anyway, thank you, Joan, very much for making the time. Thank you,
No problem.
everybody, for joining us. Denise couldn't make it today. She was in earlier and left up some links. but I'm sure she'll be back on Sunday. On Sunday, I have Jay Skyrunner and Mia coming on. They're going to talk about their Arcturian memories of their life on, is it Arcturus? Not sure what the planet is called, but they are very much connected to the Arcturians. So we're going to hear all about that on Sunday. Yes, as Ryan, our friend Ryan says, keep your eyes on the sky, but don't forget to take a look around.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. Thank you again. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been really great, and I can't wait to see you all again soon. Take care, everybody. Merry Christmas. Ho,
Merry
ho, ho.
Christmas.
Or whatever you celebrate. Enjoy it. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me for the Quantum Guide Show. Become the change that you wish to see in the world. Subscribe to my YouTube and other channels at Karen Holton TV. Click the like button, leave me a comment, and share this podcast with your friends. Read about my true life ET contact in my book called Transdimensional: Meet the New Neighbors, which is now available in Amazon bookstores worldwide. Check out my website at www.KarenHoltonHealthCoach.com to see my free resources and amazing products and services. All the links will be in the description below. As part of the Forbidden Knowledge Network, you will find the Quantum Guide Show with Karen Holton and also the Aliens and Angels podcast on all audio platforms. Until next time, keep up the good work.